Lesson 3. Thank you, Mother Kong.
You're going to meet the keeper of the House of Wits. Her name is Whitney. She is quite something, you'll see.
Yochi shivered.
Now go, cross the bridge, and then go up the slope to the hut. There's tall grass there, but don't be afraid of snakes. The hut has eaten them all.
Moon waved goodbye and set off on his journey, wondering if he had misheard about the snakes in the hut. The fluffy grass entirely covered the boy. He pushed through it with his hands and sometimes jumped out to see which way to go. At last, the hut came into view. It stood on 2 short legs, and other than that, there was nothing unusual about it. Moon cautiously went to the door and knocked on it a few times. No one answered. He pulled the handle. The door opened with a creak, oddly resembling a startled bird's squawk. The inside was dimly lit with narrow sunbeams coming in through the tiny windows. Specks of dust glimmered in the warm air. In the center of the hut stood a table cluttered with books, papers, and scrolls. Moon came up to take a closer look. A large scroll with bright pictures caught his eye. Moon managed to learn this difficult lesson on his own. Proudly, he headed towards the exit. But, oh no, the door suddenly shut with an angry cluck. Moon's heart sank as the hut started to shake. Its walls moved in and out as if it was breathing angrily and stomping its feet. Now Moon realized what Hut's legs were. They were actually chicken legs. This hut was alive. She was eating snakes. Moon could only hope that he tasted more like a stubborn mule than a rattlesnake. In desperation, he rushed to a window. It didn't make much sense because it was the size of a saucer. He was trapped. Outside, he saw a fox fanning herself. She had 2 tails. No, wait, many tails. "Help!" the boy shouted at first, and then, "Save me!" But, unsure, almost in a whisper. His teacher had told him about the shapeshifter fox. Perhaps staying inside the angry hut was safer. "Arrogant thief!" The fox looked predatory, or so it seemed to Moon. "You barged into my home, stole ancient knowledge, and now you ask for my help." "Honorable Whitney, I didn't steal the scroll. The door was open and I just peeked inside. My name is Moon. I am Master Shu's student. Master Guki let me pass first, and then Master Yochi himself. I passed all the challenges. Please don't eat my liver." The fox Whitney looked indignant. "For whom do you take me, clueless peasant? I do not feast on livers of ignorant and annoying little boys. Nonsense!" She narrowed her eyes. "Although I can make an exception for you." Moon obviously had hit a nerve with her. "Here in my house, we exercise our minds. Perhaps you did pass the test of emotionally fragile stone, who can't even control himself. He cries, then laughs like a dolt." The fox chuckled spitefully. "Perhaps you did pass through the house of the strong and wrong snowman." She snickered in her paw again. Then she turned a more attentive gaze to her prisoner. "Surely you must be as stubborn as a mule to get this far. But how will you pass through the House of Wits when you are ready to believe any village superstition? Let's see if you are as dull-witted as I imagine. Give me a riddle, peasant." Now it was Moon's turn to be surprised. He thought he would have to answer riddles, not make them up. He sat down on the floor and started to think. After a lot of head-scratching, Moon came up with a riddle. "The hand of a queen full of marvelous might makes cabbage and pepper and garlic unite. Elegant edges tender and mild. Turmoil of enzymes so youthful and wild. Under pressure perfection takes hold. Now tell me, my friend, what is it called?" The fox jumped up with excitement. "It's Mother Kong's kimchi!" Whitney's smugness suddenly gone as she rejoiced like a little girl. "What a wonderful riddle! By the way, what is that amazing smell coming from your bag?" Moon took out a half-full jar of kimchi. Well done, Moon Nim. Be my guest. Hut, stop your games. Can't you see Moon is feeling seasick? Cooed the fox.